I understand what you're saying, like, legless, yes. But I don't think it's anyone's place to say, women shouldn't get drunk because they're more likely to be raped, because at the end of the day, anyone's more likely to be anything if they're drunk and if they're in a state where they're not conscious. And also, it almost makes me feel then scared to go out and have a drink with my friends because I'm a lady, and if I'm a little bit drunk or I'm tipsy, or if I'm maybe not complete stone right sober, someone else has got more chance of taking advantage of me, and that makes me uncomfortable. So I don't know if it's really fair to say, if girls drink, they're more likely to get
I think if anybody drinks, you're more likely to be vulnerable, because your senses aren't fully compos mentis, and you could find yourself in any kind of compromising situation. But I think in terms of drinking and rape, if somebody is going to rape you, it will not matter whether you are drunk or whether you are sober, and the fault lies with them, not with you.
This is the thing, is that if someone's nasty and evil and that way inclined, then they're that way inclined. It could be any victim that happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and these people are just awful.
I found the judge's statements very provocative, because I think it's just part of a trend to make women feel more anxious and more insecure by picking on us. And we've had comments about the way that women dress now, we've had comments about the way that women drink now. And when you read the newspapers, you start to think that women should be frightened just walking home from public transport. And actually, in fact, the streets are safer now than they were 10 years ago. I walk home from the underground station. I don't think anyone's going to rush up behind me and take advantage of me. But I don't like this idea that anything that makes women feel, in general, more fearful.
And I think, if you haven't heard the comments that the judge made, basically, Judge Lindsay Kushner said that as a woman judge, she felt compelled to plead with women to protect themselves from predatory rapists who gravitate towards drunken females. The judge said, and this was her last trial, said women were entitled to drink themselves into the ground, but their behaviour was putting them in danger. I agree with what she's saying here, because in so much as anybody puts themselves in danger if they, as we said, if they drink to a point where they're so intoxicated they can't defend themselves. And you, as a woman or a man, you have the right to do whatever you want to do. But there will be certain people who will gravitate towards vulnerable people and take advantage of them.
But they could be bag snatchers. They're not going to be rapists.
You put in people's heads then that, so you might read an article the next week saying that something so tragic has happened to somebody else, and when you find out they've been drinking, people automatically go, oh, well. And they start having that mindset that, it's almost as if it's their fault, and it's not.
No, it's not.
These people are evil, nasty people, and it shouldn't be down to
women. I agree with you.
The responsibility of their actions.
I totally agree with you. I think Megan Clark was the girl in this case who waived her right to anonymity, and she said that she feels the judge's advice was good advice, and that she was only telling women to be careful. She took the judge's comments in a positive way, and this is a direct quote from Megan, who said, I felt I put myself in that situation. I need to be more careful. I think the judge was using my case. It was her last one, and she wanted to make a point.
Sounds like she's blaming herself, though.
Yes, but there wasn't just drink involved in that case, if we go into the detail of it. Amyl nitrate was involved as well. So, I mean, let's not just home in on this case. I'm more concerned that women in general are being made to feel more fearful. And that's something that's just not in newspapers. If you turn on television drama, even in Broadchurch, all the men in Broadchurch now are being portrayed as potential attackers or sexual deviants or someone with a deep secret. OK, it is only a drama. But every single drama on television at the moment seems to have plants the seed. It's got women at the centre of it, but women also as victims, and women who are under threat or have got something secret to hide. And that does concern me, because we've not got a load of positive role models of women on television.
Yeah, I think it does come down to, it's the person who has perpetrated the crime that is at fault here. It is not the victim's fault. And yes, you have the right to dress any way you like, and you know, drink if you want to, but it is not your fault.
No, but it did sound like in that statement she made back, she felt like she was almost blaming herself, and by accepting what the judge was saying and her turning around and saying, yeah, I should have been more and I should be more wary, it does sound like she's almost taken responsibility.
These quotes came from an interview that was on the radio, and I happened to hear the discussion as it was going out live, and what was interesting was that the girl in question said she did feel judged by her peers and her friends when she mentioned, obviously, that she admitted that she'd been raped and that she had been drinking. People's attitudes towards her changed from sympathy and support to this now clouds our feelings towards this. So this is her. We can empathise, but we can't necessarily totally relate to what she's talking about because we haven't been through this. She has. This is her first-hand account.
Yeah, but what about also the trials for rape that go to court where the man is acquitted because the woman's made false claims about him for whatever reason? So we can't always go down the route of when a rape is alleged that the woman is the innocent party, because sometimes women are equally cunning and vindictive and in some ways violent as men.